And welcome back, everyone. I jumped straight to the combat scene because that's exactly what we're going to do, is combat. And DamJam, it is your turn. You are free-falling. We've already described the scene. What do you do?
All right. I was thinking this, or we were as a group. Thank you, guys. Using the Inquisitor to springboard off of him to grab a ledge.
Oh, I love it. What skill would you like to use? Because you're going to have to springboard off of something else to springboard off of him. It'll be difficult.
He's a squirrel.
I would say coordination.
Coordination, yeah. Okay, let's do it. So you're going to do some Assassin's Creed balancing kind of shit.
Okay.
I love it when my descriptions of things are kind of shit. So, since you are... I'm going to make the difficulty 2 purple. You did make a good point. He is a squirrel-like creature. So I'm only going to make the difficulty 2 purple. But a setback for climbing onto something, then springboarding off of it onto him is another setback, and then jumping in the building. So 2 purple, 2 setback. Let's do this. I want to see the roll, and then I want you to narrate it. Oh, I'm so glad you said that, because I was actually planning on using a dark side. So put an upgrade on each side.
All right. Sweet.
So 2 purple, 2 setback, and an upgrade on both.
All right. Got him. And roll.
Oh my god.
I haven't seen it yet. Oh! Yeah!
Wow.
All right, so...
No. This is a despair. This is out... no, actually, let's hear what you gotta say. What is gonna make you plummet even faster than you're plummeting right now? I want to hear it.
All right. No, this is what I got. So he goes, and this is a great idea. He goes, gets on the Inquisitor, but again, from earlier losing his footing, which helped toss him out, he again loses his footing, and when he goes to jump off, he gets all screwed up. So he's going into this spiral, gyroscopic spin that he cannot. He's just uncontrolled.
So let's say you're falling, and you grab one of the communications antennas, springboard off of it, you land on top of the Inquisitor, but the Inquisitor's body rolls because he's dead, and you go, whoa, and slide off. This is going to be fun. Can I have you roll a 1d2 / roll space 1d2? And I'm going to move your token here to represent how far you've fallen out.
D2.
I'm going to move the turn order up because I want people to see you falling to your doom. You fell 2 stories. You are now 2 whole stories below the window. So just remember that's your location now.
Okay.
All
right.
By the way, this is a very busy causeway. There's ships going... I don't know if you guys have seen Fifth Element. But do you remember when the car was... the police car was up at the McDonald's window? And if you watch Star Wars in Coruscant, all of the cars are traveling in this nice, beautiful grid. Not in the Undercity. In the Undercity, it's just like Fifth Element. They're staggered all over the place. So it's not a nice little grid. That might actually help you, though, because you might be able to say that you landed a vehicle. Entirely up to you.
Okay.
But currently, DamJam has not resurfaced as far as Sirius and Grod's aware. So let's move over to the next PC slot, which is free for the taking. It could be Grod, if you want Sirius, or you could go. If you go Sirius, I imagine you'll have to move closer to the Inquisitor and get into fisticuffs with him, but Grod might be able to shoot him. It's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I think Grod should go first, man. He's doing all right.
All right. Now, Grod, you can move if you'd like, but just make sure you're within... If you can close the distance within 30 feet, then it's short range, which is just 1 difficulty. So,
well, yeah, Grod's definitely going to do that. He's definitely going to move up.
what does it look like as you move up through the hallway? And remember, you can move up to 30 feet.
So that's 6
so
spots,
if you use,
right?
Well, sort of. The map isn't exactly clear on that, so you need to use the ruler. I would use the ruler tool to find out where Sirius is. So how far away is Sirius?
25.
Yeah, you could move right underneath Sirius and then shoot.
Yep, you'd be right at 30 feet.
Yep. And so yeah, Grod will do that after pulling out his pistol, shooting the hell out of the one Inquisitor, watching him tumble out the window. Grod's gonna, once again take off, and as he's running down the hallway, he realizes Sirius's big ass is in the way, blocking the hallway, but he's doing what Grod thinks is his dumb lightsaber stance with his legs wide open.
Also, keep in mind, if you look at the furniture, he is smaller than what his token shows. So you could... Yeah. He's blocking the hallway, but there is room for you to get by. I'm not going to penalize you for that.
Yeah. So Grod will do the, while his pistol's still out, slide right between his legs and shoot at the other Inquisitor.
Okay, well, you're drunk, so I'm going to need you to roll for sliding in between his legs.
Not a problem.
What ability would you like to roll?
Coordination all day, baby.
Okay, I'm going to have you do it against 2 purple, but I'm going to have you take 2 setback because you're so drunk. Is anyone else excited about this like I am?
Mm-hmm. Drunk Grod.
Could you also roll 2 purple, please?
Oh, I didn't roll 2.
Yeah, just clear everything and then mark 2 purple and just roll those.
Just threats. Just threats. Only roll threats, baby.
Yeah.
Only roll threats. Just threats.
I'm going to try.
Got it. You got it, baby.
Oh. Okay, so... I will still let you fire with the penalty. But what happens is Grod stumbles down the hallway. To him, he's like, do, like the Matrix and sliding through. Great. But what we see, Grod runs down the hallway and crashes into one of the walls, taking some of the picture frames down, bounces off the other wall, and then goes into the slide, but slides sideways and trips Sirius. So now both Grod and Sirius are prone. Now, Grod, you can make your shot, but I'm going to have you do it at difficulty. Because you just
I'm still taking a shot.
Hey, he's got advantages, man. How you gonna knock me down when he got advantages?
He has 3 failure, 1 threat. That's 4 advantage.
So because he was rolling on my damn feet. That's how you gonna knock me down. Damn it, Grod.
2 failure, 4 advantage.
And rolling under my feet.
I need you to... Now, you can take those advantage if you want. And I will allow you to spend 2 advantage per to give yourself basically 2 boost die on this shot. Would you like to do so?
I'm gonna all day.
Okay, so the shot, the distance, of course, is 1 because you're within short, so the difficulty is 1 purple. He gets 1 defense for having a lightsaber. He gets a 2nd defense because he's behind a fallen table. He gets 2 more setback because of the fact that you are on the ground and disoriented. So 4 setback total, 2 boost die, 1 purple. So 2 blue, 1 purple, 4 black.
2 blue.
2 blue, 1 purple. Or
black. Yeah,
2 blue, 1 purple, 4 black. And if you want to spin a light side, go for it. I did spin a dark side, so it's not like you only have 1. You have 2.
You're not spending it now. You spent it before.
Right. I am not spinning it now. I would not do that.
Nah. I kind of did enough damage taking out.
So let's move your character up to Sirius's position first.
So where are we going to be? Right about there.
Yep. That's right. And I'm putting a prone symbol above your guys' little heads there so that you know you're both prone. And for the sake of argument, just to make it easier to see, I'm going to move you down. Oh my god!
Drunk Grod.
Okay, you did 10 damage to this guy. Because I do the beta rules, because I think it makes sense. Upon 1 success, you do the damage that the weapon states, and then each additional success beyond that. He's got a soak of 3, so you did 7 damage to him. What does it look like?
So you see, like you said, Grod running down the hallway, bouncing off of everything, tries to slide under Sirius's legs, but does like a half-ass slide and actually takes Sirius out. But as he does, Sirius kind of flips behind him and kind of props Grod up. Like Grod's like leaning on him now.
So Grod's
so
sitting up, and Sirius is the one who's laid out.
He's sitting up with like Sirius behind him, like propping him up, laid out, probably swearing his face off. And as he's propped up there, he aims at the Inquisitor, and imagine he probably gets the Inquisitor good right in the shoulder.
Excellent, yeah. Bam! The Inquisitor's like, poodoo! And I'm going to go ahead and say that the threat is just a strain. So you feel terrible. Are you mad at Sirius for being in your way, or are you mad at yourself for messing that up?
Sirius is a bitch.
Yeah, Sirius is a bitch. He is in the way. So yeah, you're...
Drunk Grod.
Excellent job, Drunk Grod. I love it. So I'm going to delete this guy from the turn order because he's dead. And we're going to move over. So now it's the Sith Inquisitor's turn. And he is not amused at the goings-on of this. He also sees that DamJam has flown out the window like he plans. So he smiles at Sirius and Grod and says, "Until next time." Bows, and then you realize the reason why he's bowing is because he does a backspin flip out the window. So he is going to roll a coordination for that maneuver. Excellent. I am going to give him a setback on this because he suffered such an intense hit. Do you guys want to spend a light side to make it even harder for him, or no?
How many do we have?
Two.
Fuck yeah, man. I want to do that. Y'all don't want to do that?
It might be nice to catch this guy alive, but...
All right, go ahead.
I'm pretty going to jump out the fucking window and kill DamJam. If
he succeeds, he'll be out the window. But I'll say if he fails, he does. If he fails this, he doesn't get out the window. It doesn't work that way.
It's up to y'all, man. My vote is do it, but I don't care really. It's all good.
I don't know.
You only live once, right?
Go for it. Go for it.
All right, spin that light side point. Serious? There we go. All right. A wash. What the fuck am I going to do with that? All right, so...
So he lands on the windows.
I think what happens is that he goes to do a backbend out the window, and he flies up. And Sirius, since you're the one who spent the light side point, if you don't mind, I have an idea. You take a fragment of the table and you just, out of reflex, hold your hand out, and the table leg flies over. And as he's getting ready to do his backbend, it smacks him right in the shin, and he goes, "Ah!" and just falls prone right there on the ground. And he's going to spin. He's just going to use his action to stand up. He glares over at the two of you. "Fine. I was going to leave you alive, but since you're so content with dying, then so be it." And he snaps his lightsaber into two pieces, so he's got two lightsabers now. All right. Last but not least is Sirius. Sirius, you are on your ground. You can spend your movement to stand up if you want.
Yeah, obviously.
And if you want to engage him, you'll have to spend 2 strain to do an extra maneuver. Is that all right with you?
I don't want to do that. What I want to do is, for my action, I'll use move, pull DamJam's lightsaber to me, and that way I'll have both, because he has 2. So I have 2 now, And actually, that's my traditional style. Back in the temple, I fought with 2 lightsabers. That's how I distincted myself.
Okay, well then I'm going to give you a boost die every time you attack now.
Cool. So I go into the standard two lightsaber position, and I see the smile goes on. It's like when the dude switch. Oh, but I'm not left-handed, and he switches to whatever hand. Like it's just like that. Like I'm like, oh, but I'm better at this than I was at one. So I do that.
So you get your 2 lightsabers, and then all of a sudden he does a flourish to where his lightsabers are just scraping along the wood floor, and the wood is just being singed, and smoke is coming around, and you see he's just basically mocking you at this point. Next up, Viatar. Viatar, you have the guy's name now. So doing a backtrace on him won't be too difficult. Now I will allow you to do an encrypted backtrace at 3 purple or an unencrypted backtrace at 2 purple.
Viatar's more worried about the security right now, so he's fine with the fact that he's got a back door and he's got access to the Port Authority, and he's going to leave it at that. Right now, he basically goes through and he's like, we start going through system. I need to go through and run a complete systems evaluation on the ship.
Okay, fair enough.
I need to know what we got to repair. And I'm like, I don't want to draw too much attention to ourselves as it already is, and if I start dinking around in it, I might draw more heat than I'm ready to deal with. So,
okay, so let's say that Travis, since you have an AI on board, he tells you that the rear dorsal ventral, is it ventral or dorsal on the back? I don't know. The top fin, the dorsal fin, I think it is, on the back is completely gone. You're missing a nacelle. You're leaking fuel out that wing. Now, you could shut off fuel access to that wing and use the other 4 engines, but your ship will suffer heavy penalties when trying to maneuver because it was designed to run with that back engine.
No, that's
other than that, the turret is gone,
Yeah.
so you can't go into space. It's not space-worthy. The shield matrix has been blown, so you'll have to get new fuses for the shield matrix. But other than that, the ship is in great condition.
Shield matrix and the dorsal fin.
And the turret.
Is that... Yeah, I got the turret, but you said the dorsal fin. Did that also have an engine attached to it then? Was that where the 5th engine was?
It had the 5th engine on the top, and now the dorsal fin's gone. So you can shut off fuel that's going to that dorsal engine so that you don't have to worry about fire or anything. But without that fin, you're not going to fly in atmosphere very well. In space, it wouldn't matter.
Right. Okay. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and have him shut the fuel lines off to the dorsal fin, and then we're gonna have to start. He starts searching the HoloNet to find out what cost replacements are going to be for.
Well, you already have a contact,
replacing.
An underground contact that was sent to your ship from these guys, Raul. He's a Bothan who
Raul.
He is a big enough repair facility. He can actually repair your ship. You could park there, and he's discreet. He knows the Madame very well. You don't know what their connection is, but they trust each other. So he'll totally protect your ship. No one will ever know your ship is there. But you have no idea how much it'll cost. You have no idea if he's got the parts. And in the message that you received from Sirius that he sent from his datapad in the last session, you do know that Madame's mentioned that Raul does need help with a few things. So you guys could do work for him to pay off the repairs, which kind of indicates that it might be pretty expensive. You yourself, I would say with your knowledge, you know that the engine is probably alone 35,000 credits for a ship this size.
Right. Okay.
That's the dorsal fin and everything for that part.
Right. And so I guess the other question would be, so are these ships still in production? Are we talking?
Yeah, actually, the Gazanti class cruisers, they were going to retire them, but once the Imperial Navy started using them, and a lot of non-legitimate agencies like the Black Sun started using them, there are a lot of places that still manufacture the components. So that
Okay.
shouldn't be a problem.
All right, so we're not talking like a real rare.
The only
Real
thing you're
rare
running into
part
problems
is
with is
just-
the turret. The turret is going to be it was military grade, so you can go get a civilian class turret, but that is not going to do anything against larger vessels. But Raoul, she did say Raoul can get it.
All right. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to hold off before I contact Raul because I'm the last person you want negotiating anything.
No joke. That's fair enough. So you do know that the party's being held, or they have been given a penthouse that they've been taking Grod to.
Right. So the other thing I would do then, I just run a like a sensor scan on the outside just to see if you know any of the other crew have actually come back out. Since I haven't had any communication or anything.
All of their
trying to figure
data
out if
pads, that would be the easiest way to do it, is to trace their comm link. They're all
Right.
still within the building.
Uh-huh. Okay.
One of them appears to have just recently left the structure, though.
And okay, so yeah. So I turned to Janice and I'm like, look, one of them, somebody's come back out of the building. So I'm like, if you want to join me, that's fine. I'm like, Travis will monitor everything inside. It's nothing that you need to keep an eye on. So I head back out down the ramp, and I'm trying to get an idea
Janice
where
puts his hand on your shoulder and says, "It's probably best that I don't come. I did not leave the underworld on the best of terms."
Be my guest. I didn't leave it on the best of terms either, so.
Right, but you have the ability to change your face from what your crew was saying. I have a well-known face. I basically turned over
I
a
could
lot
change
of
your
the
face
crime.
for it.
His face goes grim. No, thank you. I'll stay on the ship.
So he heads back out. I'm like, before I leave, I pull up a comm link as I'm getting off and I'm like, Travis, I'm
Yes, sir.
I'm the only access. I'm the only access. Nobody else accesses the ship.
Understandable, sir. Unfortunately, however, the individual on board currently does have CorSec security, so he can access the ship if he wishes.
Travis, you and I are going to have to talk about this.
Well,
not
it's
right
the
now.
law, sir.
Yeah, we'll worry about that later. So anyway, I go out and I'm trying to get an idea of where my colleague is here.
Well,
the
you
crew
know they
member.
went to Madame's brothel, which isn't far hard to find, because beyond the platform, you see a beautiful sign. It's a not a hologram, but it's kind of like a 3D image. There's 4 layers of this video screen, and it's a woman, a human woman, and she's on her stomach. She's clearly topless, and she's clearly not wearing underwear, but the camera angle is from the front over the back, so all you see is her butt cheeks and her legs kicking flirtatiously in the air. And above it, there's this big neon sign of these pursed lips giving a wet kiss. Not 2 lips together, just one lip, just puckering and then smiling. And the voice that you hear coming over the PA is coming over from those lips, and it's very sultry. And you notice as you're approaching, there's a Duros guy walking around, and the lips go, "You in the padded jacket, you look like you've had a hard day." And he's almost looking around, and he looks up at the store and points to himself, and it's like, "Yeah, you. Why don't you come inside and say hi to some of the girls? We've got the best drink in the district." And then he pulls out his cred stick, checks something, and nods, and then walks inside the building. And then the lips pinpoint another guy. "T.R.A.V.I.S are welcome here too. We don't mind the smell that you guys emit, and if you'd like, we also have people of your species." And the T.R.A.V.I.S looks up and flips off the building and then keeps going. And it's just an automated system that looks at people outside and starts trying to sell the place.
Right. So yeah, it doesn't work on Viatar.
It actually doesn't
kind of
even
like
see
whatever.
you. It doesn't even address you.
It's like, so I'm looking at this thing trying to figure out where
hot noodles.
You know,
you hear there's a shop underneath the signs, and there's this giant fat guy behind a green, what looks like bulletproof glass. Like he talks through a speaker and hands the food out through a slot. Very dangerous neighborhood. And there's this sign in Arabic that says open, and it's like O-P-E-N, open, open, open. O-P. And he's like, you would like some fresh noodles, I can tell by the look. Why don't you come on up? And flanking the little restaurant where there's a bunch of bar stools outside where patrons are eating, you see two bouncers on either side with a velvet rope blocking doors that are on either side. And there is a line. There's a line to get into the brothel. Kind of like a club.
right. Yeah. So so you said it was like a floating sushi bar type kind of thing.
No.
The noodle truck.
The noodles built into the front of the building.
Oh, okay. I was about ready to say I thought we were doing another one of those Fifth Element or Blade
No,
Runner
this is-
references
I
with
don't know if you guys
the
have
floating.
ever been to a bar where they serve food on the inside, but they also have outside service so that you can eat the bar food and sit outside and speak and stuff. They don't serve alcohol at that point, but it is part of the brothel establishment. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, just look at the picture that's the background of this map. If you zoom out, you can see that the bar is built right underneath.
So yeah, so that's a platform all its own, right? So you come down from the actual like landing platform, and then there's another platform that goes into
It's actually a giant building that holds up the upper city, and you guys just happen to be in one section of it on a series of catwalks around a platform, and they call this a district. And the district covers a series of floors on this skyscraper.
So I'd walk to the edge of the landing pad and do a full scan going top to bottom, so as far down as I could possibly see.
It's
and
going
then
to take you
look my way
a
up.
long time if you're actually scanning. If you're looking, that's different. But if you're using any kind of scanning, this place is rigged to be very difficult to read any kind of scans.
No, I'm not like scan. It's more just trying to figure out like I'm obviously not seeing any of my crew here, so I'm trying to figure out where my sensor reading's coming from. You know, in relation to
inside.
This building.
It's inside, and Sirius flat out told you that they're kind of in a basement penthouse.
Okay. Oh, you said one of them actually came out. That was that was the reading I was getting.
There's a reading that says one of them's come out, but you don't see anybody on the platform.
That's what I'm trying to figure out is
it's
where
right below you.
Because it's like
so they must
throw on the difference. Throw on the retinal scanner and like.
Okay, you're using a scanner. That's going to be very difficult. If you're not using ocular stuff, because there are too many life forms. There are, in this district alone, there's hundreds of thousands.
Well, can I pinpoint it based on the fact that it's his unique data pad? I mean, each of the guys has their own.
No, he honestly is within 12 feet of the building, so no, you can't pinpoint it. It would still look like he's somewhere in the building. He's not fallen far enough out of it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Your scanners would be useless.
Okay, I'm just going to do a visual then and try to pinpoint. I check for anything that's abnormal. I mean, if they're coming out and they're not on the platform, then I'm assuming that there's something adverse going on, and I'm going to check for any abnormalities. I'll just start working my way down.
Perception check with 3 purple. And this kind of you glancing over the railing and looking, and you start realizing why your scanners would have trouble. The poorer people have built scaffolding off the sides of these buildings, and they're living in among the scaffolding.
Okay.
I mean, and there's traffic everywhere. Ships are going.
Holy heck! Where did all that come from?
Did
I had it
try it
cleared
again?
out.
I don't know why it said
All right.
red.
Yeah,
Three-
but it
three- it's supposed to
upgraded
be three
something.
purple.
It's weird.
Right, but it's supposed to be 3 purple, and there's only 2 there. So I think it just
I had
was
it
a
for
glitch.
3 purples.
Yeah, I think it's a glitch. Just
Well, and
re-roll.
that's the other thing.
Whenever this occurs, just reroll.
Yeah.
Just reroll.
All
We
right.
could stress about the problems
We're
for like
re-rolling.
10 minutes, but re-rolling is what we have to do every time. Bingo!
Okay.
I think the 2 strain is that you take 2 strain when you realize that DamJam is falling out of the building. You see him and another guy falling out of a broken window.
Crap.
And before you even ask, you're smart enough to realize that with that dorsal fin damaged, there's no way that you could pick him up with a cruiser. It can't handle very
No,
well.
the check I pull up comms again with Travis, and I'm like, Travis, you can give me a status report on the single flyer in the cargo bay. Is it charged?
Yes.
Is it flyable?
DamJam prepared the ship. It is now charged and ready to go.
Yeah, I spend my whatever action to try to get back on the ship and
Yeah,
get
so you
that
turn
thing
around and
ready
start booking it back towards the cruiser. Then we're going to move over back to DamJam. You are now somersaulting away from the building. A truck goes and almost plows into you and actually hits the body of the Inquisitor. So the Inquisitor's flying is gone. The truck doesn't even slow down. The guy in the truck's like, what the fuck? Hits the thing, and this windshield wiper's like, squee, and pushes the body off the front of his ship.
All right.
You are 2 stories below the window.
All right. I'm gonna try to attempt to see if I can get myself to the ledge. See if I can get myself straightened out and over to a ledge.
Well, unless you have the power of flight, there's really no way you can get closer to the building because you're falling away from the building. Unless
All
you
bunnies
wanted to
can fly,
try
right?
to use... Huh?
The innate talent of all bunnies, right? Bunnies can fly.
Unless
No?
he's a flying squirrel and has those flaps and...
Oh, he's a squirrel. There you go. Yeah.
You could try the force, maybe, if you succeed on a force
Force
move.
mutation.
I would allow you
It's
to...
a force mutation.
I
It's
would
a
allow
flying
you
squirrel.
to... I would allow you
Okay.
to, like, force move towards an object. Because if you can't pull the object, I would imagine, since you're just falling, you would gravitate toward it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna try that then. I will try to. I'll look to see if there's something I can gravitate to and grab onto.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception at 4 purple.
Shit.
I'm not doing it at 3 purple, which is the standard, but that's just because you are free-falling and you're spiraling. A wash. You don't see anything.
Okay.
I mean, you see a bunch that you could, but they're out of range.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna just reach out and see if I can pull myself closer.
Excellent. So it is going to be a little difficult. I want you to roll a force move, and the difficulty is going to be 3 purple instead of 2 because of the fact that you couldn't find anything closer.
Okay. Just the force die against 3 purple.
It's 2 green, I think, is the standard. I'm not entirely sure how it works for you guys. But I think there's an ability associated with it, because I know that the Inquisitor had 2 green. But I didn't know if that was a special.
That might be a special.
Actually,
but we'll
what's your...
go with that.
How about this? What's your discipline?
I believe that's actually 2.
Roll a discipline. Add add the die to represent your force ability, and do it against 3 purple. I think that makes sense, because that's you trying to channel yourself and... Okay, so you succeed, but there's a threat. And you reach out and you force pull yourself, but you miss the object. And instead of grabbing the object, you are now going towards the building. I need you to roll a 1d2.
Okay. Oops. Shit, again.
And 4 threats pretty considerable, so I have an idea.
2 more stories.
So you fall 2 stories as you go outward, and then you're falling 2 stories as you go inward. You're 4 stories below, but you're crashing through the same exact window that you just leapt out of. I need you to roll me a resilience against against 2 purple, because it's glass.
Resilience against.
And if you fail, you're going to be like, squee.
Sorry, homie.
A wash.
I
So
washed.
you go through the window, okay? But you don't land gracefully. You go
Okay,
through the
I'll take
window.
that.
It looks like the penthouse was designed the exact same way. You go right through the window. You crash into a table. And as you slide to the back of the counter and you, like, start looking around, there are 3 men in black trench coats, 2 of which are wearing glasses. The other one's bald, and he's holding a metal briefcase. And then you look over at another guy. There's a bunch of beakers on the counter, and he's like, "Ah, what was that?" And his hair is on end, and he just looks all strung out. And the bald man's like, "Kill him." All right, so now we move over to one of the other players. Your guys' choice. Who wants to go?
You promise not to knock me over this time, Grod?
I can't promise you nothing.
Okay, well, I want to go first then, motherfucker. You want to knock my ass down again? Nah, go ahead, man. You good?
No, well,
Grod, you
I mean,
can
you
spend
can
a
go.
movement
I
to
mean, I don't
stand
have
up.
much-
No,
if
it's
you
all
want.
good. I don't want to hit nobody
Well,
with a lightsaber.
I'm
Stop
prone,
pushing.
so my movement would just be standing up, right?
Right,
Well, you
but-
get bonuses for shooting from a prone position, don't you?
Yeah, but
Alright,
right now the table is flipped over. Hang on one sec. My dryer's going crazy.
Yeah, really. Was it, the table's foot? Is it between me and the Inquisitor? Is he talking about?
Yeah, it looks like it might be. You can draw a line with the thing. He said, "Yeah,
Yeah.
stupid measuring. I hate measuring."
He's talking about that table, right? That's the one flipped over.
Yeah, totally, bro.
Still within short range, either way. But
Alright, so that was weird. My washer went off balance and was dancing around the hallway. Okay, so because of the table being laid out from a prone position, he does have cover from you. If you stand up, you could shoot over the table and he doesn't have that cover anymore. Entirely up to you.
yeah, I think Grod would stand up anyways because he's now at this point he didn't really know what he was getting into, and now he sees. Oh yeah, that's probably an Inquisitor with a lightsaber there. And then Sirius has got 2 in his hand right now. Grod's probably thinking, just clicking in his head right now, this probably isn't a place that I want to be in. So he's just going to stand up and take another shot at the Inquisitor.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your attack against 1 purple, 1 black. I fucking hate you.
These are the rolls of the night of the
Uh,
century.
Well, describe to me how you kill this guy.
Yeah,
He didn't
basically, like I
consider-
said, he's kind of Grod is just realizing what's going on here. This is some serious competition they're going up to, and
I'm so
He-
fucking salty right now.
he stands up, and he's almost wanting, like right behind him is the pantry, and he's almost wanting to jump back in there and just let Sirius take care of this guy, but he stands up, and as he's trying to back up, he kind of closes his eyes and shoots at this Inquisitor. And again, the Inquisitor kind of got distracted by Sirius force pulling the other lightsaber there. And he kind of had his eyes locked on Sirius. He didn't see Grod firing his pistol at him. And he probably gets him. He got him in the other shoulder on the first shot. And then this time, Grod, eyes closed, hits him right in the other shoulder, goes straight through. And the guy just slumps to the ground.
Nice. Dead. Well, I'm sorry, but you're not going to be able to interrogate this guy after that. Serious.
I'm not worried about that. Is it my turn now?
Combat's
Are you done, Grod? Jack, you dog. Oh, well, shit, I run to the window and I look out. Can I see the scaffolding and shit below?
No.
Like right out the window, against the side, on the side of the building? Out the window, out the side of the building, I can't see that scaffolding? Like of all the shanties that people have?
You see shanties, not on this part of the penthouse.
Like how down are the shanties?
Probably 20 stories.
And I don't see DamJam, right?
No, I mean, you see there's about 4 stories down, there's a building with an open window. There's light pouring out of it.
Oh,
open window.
Okay, well, hey, what's up with that?
It's Coruscant. You got to let the Coruscanti air in.
Question for you: the Inquisitors cut through the wall there. Did they have any vehicles? I mean, they were up in the air. Did they leave any parked outside the window there?
They didn't cut through the window. They came through this door right over here and just talked with DamJam. They cut a hole in the window because they were setting a trap.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, man. I flipped that destiny point because here's what I want to do, man. Either I want to know how to use their helicopter handle thing, or I like find a Rider Ascension pistol somewhere in this fucking room.
It's unlikely that there'd be an Ascension pistol, but I totally think it's likely that you could put your lightsabers away, snap their thing away, and helicopter your way down.
All right, so here's what I want to do. I want to grab Grod's drunk ass, and I'll say, "Get on my back, Grod." And I'll pull him up on my back. I grab the blade, and I just and I start spinning it, and I jump out trying to like get into that window.
Trying to maple leaf your way down like the maple seeds. All right,
yeah.
I'll let you do that. Grod. I need you to roll me something physical for holding on to him and not letting go.
Of his pistol.
Yeah, and you get a boost for me holding on to you too. Is that cool? Can you get that? Because I'm holding him with one hand. Because it's a one-handed thing, right?
Yeah, I'll give you a boost for holding on to him. I'll give him a boost die. But he needs to choose a skill first.
I would see this as an athletics because this is just straight strength hanging out.
Yeah, why not? Right. Let's do 2 purple, 1 blue, and 2 black because you're drunk. 2 black, 1 blue, 2 purple.
You guys definitely destined to try to kill each other over here.
Maybe I should have left Grod in the room. No.
Oh,
I don't know who you think you are, Luke Skywalker carrying Yoda on your shoulders, but Grod's a drunk guy.
Hey, I'm big as hell, man. I'm like Batista in this motherfucker.
That's why I'm wondering why you didn't just carry him under an arm or something. You're like, get on my back, boing.
Jump down. Oh, it's a wash.
Grod, I'm not going to say you fall, but I am going to say that you scream like a little bitch. Like, Grod is a bitch.
I want to say I throw up a little bit.
Oh my god, you throw up in Sirius's hair. So
and for the second time in the game, Sirius is naked because Grod like rips his clothes off of him all the way. He's like hanging on by an ankle.
It's like meant to be. Sirius is like, oh no. No, yeah. Grod, you go. I think I'm gonna be. Sirius goes, don't, and you puke. Sirius's robes. Sirius, you now have puke running down your back. And Grod, it's all over you at the front of you. So you guys are covered in puke. But you land inside the room right when 3 guys have these heavy pistols held on DamJam, and the other guy goes, "Ah! More of them! I can't take this anymore. I knew this would happen." And he pulls out this little silver remote, and the guys in the coats go, "No," and they're running towards the windows that you guys just came in. They're like, "No." What do you guys do?
Oh, well, damn it. I kind of want to throw Grod off my back and get the barf off me, but like, I guess I'm like, my senses and shit, I noticed them and everything, so maybe I'll just say, DamJam, come on!
No, take an action. You all get an
Grab
action.
his ass.
Okay,
I'll
so
grab
you
him.
run over there, and I'll say that you grab him. Grod, what do? You're standing there by the window, and you see this guy grabbing a remote, and he's like,
Well, I mean, is it like a big remote? It
it's
looks
like a big
TV
silver remote with a giant red button and an antenna sticking out the top.
Ah, fuck, giant red button means it's dangerous. Yeah.
What did they teach you that on Tatooine or
That's what you
something?
can do.
Yep.
You get an action. Everybody gets an action.
Oh, Grad's gonna probably straight up shoot, but at the
There you go.
remote. Try to.
Yeah, DamJam would
Roll
grab
against.
his-
I'd say roll against 1 purple. No, 2 purple, because you're aiming at something small. No, 1 purple, 3 black.
And DamJam at this
If-
point. Oh, go ahead.
Scattering.
Yeah, go ahead, DamJam. What's your action?
Well, I was gonna do the same thing. He's doing too.
Are
'Cause
you going to
he's
shoot the guys in the
DamJam's-
black, or are you going to shoot the guy at the, with the thing?
Oh no, I was gonna shoot
Oh
the
my
guy
goodness.
with the hand too to make sure to see, but
But I'll let you do something else with your action, because you kill the guy,
Yeah.
Grod.
Yeah, well, he
You
shoots the guy. He shoots the remote, but it goes through the guy's hand and hits the guy in the throat. So the guy is like instantly out. But the remote flies up in the air and lands in DamJam's hand. Catches the
I
remote.
like that. DamJam, you're like, no, and you catch it. And it looks like this thing's been built by duct tape, but it's got a big red button with an antenna.
And I'm
Okay,
gonna go ahead and
No,
take
hang
the
on.
piloting check.
Not right now. DamJam.
okay, so he grabs it, he's gonna get up and hold it like that to make sure these guys are still going out the window.
Oh, yeah, they jump out the window, and when they do, you see jetpacks as they tear off into the Coruscant airspace.
And as he sees them go off and Grod and Cyrus coming in, they just kind of go as he's setting it down, but keeping that finger off that trigger.
Okay. All right, so now we cut over to Viatar. Viatar, you get into the ship, and Travis is like, "Welcome back, sir. The ship is ready for launch." And you realize
All right.
you have no way of launching the ship because the Grisanti cruiser is landed. The
Right.
fighter drops out the
So,
bottom.
yeah, and I'm like, great. Too heavy for me to carry out. I'm like, Travis, run a scan for me on the communications for each of the other members of the crew, please.
Comms are inactive at the moment. It appears they aren't using them.
Okay. How about? And I give him
Would you
the
like to open comms?
I give him the data pad free. Yeah, open comms.
Yeah, you actually did that in last
I-
episode,
I'm-
if you remember. You entered your data pad frequencies.
Okay. I'm like, yeah, okay, open comms, and then I need you to run a scan for these the data pad frequencies for each of the other crew members.
All 4 of them are within the penthouse.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like,
you saw DamJam flying.
one of them. Yeah, I'm like, they're all within the penthouse. I'm like, okay. I'm like, So I'm going to actually do a search in the I guess in the armory. Go to the armory. I'm looking for ascension pistols or even jet packs or something that I can use as a. Cause
unfortunately, the armory is not equipped at the moment. Now, if we remember a few episodes, we did have that as a potential tide change, but it was outvoted. So the lady didn't use this as her Batman cave, which is why Sirius was wanting the Corsac access to more supplies. But it's empty as of now.
Okay.
I mean, you could just go in the brothel and take a turbo lift.
Oh, in the brothel. I'm sorry. You were saying turbo lift, and then I'm thinking, wait a minute, we just discussed that the ship doesn't have any turbo lifts.
Yeah,
okay,
no, you can go in the brothel and take one down to meet him.
Yeah, so I exit out the landing and off the land, and I'm like, Travis, no one else on board, and I make a beeline for the brothel. And the first person I'm looking for would be the madame to get directions to the.
Yeah, you run up to the brothel, and one of the bouncers is like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Unless you're on the list, you need to wait in line. What's your name?
Asher Black. Because I don't give out my name. Nobody else knows my name.
You're not on the list. Back of the line.
Talk to the madame for me, and I start walking back to the list. Back. I'm like, she's waiting for me, so I start walking to the back.
Ma'am, we have an Asher Black here. He says that you were waiting for him. She goes, I don't know an Asher Black. All right, well then he can wait in line.
So I'm walking to the back of the line, and I'm like looking. I'm looking down through the scaffolding, and I'm like,
are you here?
Oh, Grick, what the?
Yeah, you turn around.
Grick, are you okay?
Grick's wearing all of his clothes, but his shirt's on backwards, and he's got a black eye and all of these bite marks all over his skin, and his face is all swollen. He's like, I need to get back to the ship. And he collapses in front of the brothel.
Yeah, come on, Grick. I'm like, okay, one member of the crew at a time. So I go and pick up Grick. I'm like, come on, buddy.
This Twi'lek comes outside, and she's got flesh-colored skin. And she says, Grick, consider our debt paid in full. And the bouncer goes, Madame.
Viatar just shakes his head. It was like...
He goes, thank you, Madame. Always a pleasure doing business.
Come on, buddy.
Take this garbage away, she says. And it's then that you realize she has some sense of authority here.
Oh, yeah. It's like, thank you, madame.
Yeah.
It's just walking back to the ship.
And then the bouncer goes, that was Asher Black. And she pauses and goes, oh, you, Asher.
And I stop and turn around and, yes, madame.
I did not realize you were with Grod. Is there something you needed?
I just need the location. I need access to the penthouse.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry.
It's been a while since I've been here.
She hands you a plastic card. Insert that into the data pad. When you go inside, you can use the turbo lift. That's keys to the penthouse. I gave Grod one as well, or Grick one as well. She points to his pocket. And you realize that Grick has peed himself.
Much appreciated, madame. Poor guy. I'm gingerly carrying him because I'm worried that there might be other things that I'm not seeing, you know, like gigantic bantha prod marks, you know.
Oh, that's what the bites are. Yeah, all the bites and the blood dripping down from every wound is where bantha prod was just like.
There was an episode of, I think it was this Clone Wars. They had something with rats and a bantha prod type kind of thing. They were using it was nasty. But anyway, so I get Grick back onto the ship and take him into the med bay.
Yeah, and you know, being a spacefaring guy yourself, you know that these bantha prods are powerful enough that they use them for Minoc dispersal in some spaceports. So they're heavy duty.
I'm not even sure how they got a hold of those. I'm like, I'm surprised he held up so well. I check his breath just to see if maybe he was drunk when they shocked the hell out of him and stuff.
No
like,
sense of alcohol on his breath. He's stone cold sober.
Oh my goodness, dude! I'm like, there's a new level of admiration. I mean, man, I'm like, yeah, you held up against that. That's pretty impressive. I was like,
he just kind of looks at you. He's like,
I get it.
If you get me into the med bay, I can stem myself back to a reasonable state.
Yeah, I get him up into the med bay, double check our supplies, and get him outfitted.
I deserve it. I used to visit those girls after my wife died, and I stole Grod's money to pay for him. And then when Grod stopped making money, I stopped being able to pay for him.
Yep. You know, some habits are, best left alone. Like,
somehow,
all right.
He's like, I agree. I'll never touch another Twi'lek woman again.
And Vitar's thinking like being a Jedi. Don't do that.
Yeah.
No, Viatar's thinking about the fact that Viatar has no interest in it whatsoever. It's just pointless to him.
Yeah. So you start sliding.
In this point,
he can't
it's
even
a cold,
walk.
calculated
so
machine.
You're just pulling him up the ramp at this point, and he's dead legging it. So you're just like pulling him in. And then the camera pans over to you guys, and you're in the kitchen. And Grod, let's move your tokens over real quick. This is in the other apartment, so we're just gonna move you guys around here. Sirius, you're over taking care of DamJam. Grod, you're there. The dead guy's over here.
Oh, I'd like you guys to leave that stuff alone, please. Do not touch that stuff.
Yeah, and all that's on the counter.
I'm trying any way I can to raise comms with these guys while I'm moving Greg,
on your turn, we'll get to you.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna look around and see what's going on around this kitchen.
Yeah, so you're looking around. Do you investigate the counters?
From where I'm standing, I wouldn't go over to them. You'd probably just look around.
Some of the cabinets, some of the cabinets are open a little bit, but other than that, it's just dirty vials where there appears to be a red fluid that had been boiled out of them. A bunch of hot plates lined up on the counter in a line, and you see like one outlet with a 32 plug power block that's been put on it, and all the hot plates are plugged in. Some of the hot plates have duct tape over the wiring.
Check his pockets.
Could I do like a streetwise check to like see if this looks like a shady?
Oh yes, against one purple, because this is like the shadiest of shady.
When you ball up in some dudes and they jump out the window, that equals shady.
Yep.
Excellent. So, the advantage is that
there ain't no way to spell it other than shady.
You see the hot plates, and you know they're electric, but there's also hoses coming from gas canisters, kind of like propane. And the propane appears to be located underneath the shelf in the cabinets. And this is your atypical Crimson Tide lab. And Crimson Tide's a drug that basically is very addicting. Imagine marijuana on steroids. It just super relaxes you and makes you not care about anything. And it's an epidemic that's been in this district for a long time. In fact, the Madame has been trying to stomp it out because she does not believe in drug addictions, and she's been trying to fight it in the district. She just doesn't know where the shit's coming from.
Well, isn't that going to be just ducky? Negotiating, guys.
Yeah, is there any of this stuff Crimson Tide laying around or anything? Like it's all packaged?
Usually if it's packaged, it's put into something like a metal briefcase because it's quite flammable.
Alright. I'm just going to, Grad's going to say, I think this is a drug lab, guys.
While he's looking around, I asked DamJam, are you okay?
DamJam will be breathing, relaxing, his eyes closed, and take look and see how damaged, banged up he is, and noticing that he's not too badly dinged up, he's like, I'm fine, I'm fine.
Here's your lightsaber.
Ah,
I give it to
thank
him.
you.
And I guess at this time, Grod says, I think it's a drug lab. And I'll say, yeah, this is terrible. Before they come looking for, or come back, for their stuff.
Grod, you notice a red flashing light underneath the cabinet.
All right, yeah, I'll point that out to these guys, and I'll just go over there, and I won't open the cabinet. I'll try to make sure there's no booby trap on the cabinet.
Yeah, and as
I'll
you kind of
see if I can look in.
You kind of peek in. You just realize that he's attached a remote sparking device to the top of the propane tank.
So that's his explosive?
Yep. His plan was to ignite the propane tanks, from what you can tell.
Yeah.
And usually it's done by a very simple analog button.
Yeah, I'll point that out. I'll say, DamJam, that remote you got is the detonator for this explosive over here.
Okay.
It's set to spark off this propane.
Hey, Nate, could you stop touching your mic? Because that causes a lot of interference. So,
Can
yeah,
you,
he's saying don't touch it.
Okay, can you remove the sparking device? Because I don't know how to turn this thing off.
You could with the mechanics check.
Ooh.
You might
All
need
right, I'll try it.
You might need Viatar down here if you want to be guaranteed, but yeah, you could try it.
Brad's going to speak up and say, the madame has been wanting to get rid of this stuff. Maybe we should just leave it for her, notify her and let her come clean up this mess.
I don't know. Let's look around and see if we can find some intel. Maybe we could trade it for something.
All right, DamJam's going to take a look at it and see if he can possibly figure it out.
Yeah, mechanics first 3.
All right. Got a good chance. Yeah,
So
I have no idea.
There's no way that you could possibly do it. Maybe it's not the right tools, which, judging the fact of the guy that you just took down, you doubt tools is... You think this is a dirty bomb. The way that he set it up, it's just going to have to very carefully be taken apart.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to pull out my comms. I'm looking around for data pads or any other type of terminals that they
You've
might
got your
store
own
information
comms.
on.
Oh,
Yeah, I know,
here?
but I'm also
No,
I'm
this guy
looking
doesn't have
around.
that shit.
I'm
This
gonna.
guy looks like he's
well-
barely able to pay rent for the place. It's pretty barren.
Okay, well, I'll open up the comm and I'll say, Vita, we're about 2, maybe 4 floors below our penthouse. Please join us if possible.
Yeah, now that they've opened up comms to you, you get a direct pinpoint of their signal.
Great. All right. I've been wondering what was going on with you guys. I'm like, I'll be in shortly. I just put Grick in the med bay.
Oh, I think we put a few people in the med bay as well. Join us, please.
Knowing you guys, it probably wasn't the med bay.
I look at Grod and I just put my comm away.
Yeah,
You're the one with the lightsaber.
so the screen wipes, and we're actually going to go ahead and take our break here, and when we continue, Viatar will join them inside this other penthouse. So thank you very much, and we will be back in about 10-15 minutes. Bye-bye.